Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Streaming Wasteland here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. This is my weekly show where I pick a streaming service and three previously released films off of it each Friday. And hopefully, by the end of this episode, you'll have a nice full weekend full of movies to enjoy. And we are wrapping up. Now, this is our first episode in November. We're moving past October, moving past scary movie season. And we're going to start off with what honestly feels like a pretty good starting point for not scary movie season is Disney Plus. And I'm going to be giving you a bit of a mixture of Marvel property, live action Disney films, and Disney animations. So, thinking about jumping in here with Disney Plus, we're going to, thinking about Avengers Doomsday coming out in just over a year, going back and rewatching or watching for the first time the granddaddy of all Marvel films, it's The Avengers back from 2012. This was the first big crossover event for Marvel's superheroes coming together and teaming up from director Joss Whedon, who really helped bring together the MCU along with Kevin Feige towards the beginning and Jon Favreau. Here, Whedon tells a story of Loki of Asgard, who now has himself an army and a scepter trying to take over the world. And the Avengers, the first six Avengers, must come together and take down Loki. And we have Iron Man, we have Captain America, we have Thor, we have Hawkeye, we have Black Widow, and the Hulk. And this film is 2 hours and 20 minutes of just comic book joy. There's a lot of setup towards the beginning, getting all the players into where they need to be, but it's such a wonderful experience watching these characters interact for the first time, engaging with each other, and the banter is great. The friction is palpable, and there's some iconic moments, all the infighting that happens on the helicarrier, but it all leads up to the Battle of New York, which has become such a big focal point of the MCU and giant jumping off point. The third act of this movie is one giant action-packed, wonderful expression of comic book joy, seeing all these characters coming together, teaming up, and taking down this army of coming coming together and taking on this army of aliens, and it's full of action, it's full of humor. This is exactly the tone that was set for the MCU that has been carried forward. It's just a wonderful, enjoyable thrill ride of a movie. And the MCU has certainly gotten bigger and broader since then, but this was such a special moment, especially as somebody who, was part of this from the beginning, really invested. This is such a wonderful, enjoyable action adventure. So go check it out. Now, heading back to 1989 for a live action Disney original, we have Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And this is a film that really stands up with its incredible practical effects as this group of kids is accidentally turned into insect size by a machine created by Rick Moranis, a scientist, and they get lost in the backyard. You have giant Cheerios, you have giant ants, you have giant everything. And the practical effects, the production design, and everything is so fascinating with this. Rick Moranis is great. And then you have this group of kids who are charming and we can get behind and we support them. Joe Johnson, who has done some great films like Captain America, the First Avenger, The Rocketeer, has worked on visual, was part of, you know, part of visual effects industry for years, makes a lot of sense. Industrial Light and Magic, and really did a lot of great things, bringing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids to life. It's full of adventure and danger. It's a coming of age story that has all these wild elements that come together. It's thrilling, it's scary, it's, you know, the special effects, you might think age a little bit, this is the late 80s, but just the fact that they were able to make this in the late 80s is absolutely incredible. Having a big name like Rick Moranis, uh, as this like quirky scientist who's desperately trying to find his children after they're shrunk. There's heart and soul to this one. It's just such a wonderful adventure. And this is one of those like nostalgic films that I used to watch as a kid all the time. And it was a delight going back and watching this on Disney Plus for sure. And we're going back, well, we're staying in 1989, actually. We got two films from 1989, but this is the dawn of the Disney Renaissance. It is The Little Mermaid. And a mermaid princess makes a Faustian bargain in an attempt to become human and win a prince's love. And this is from directors Ron Clements and John Musker. And this has the amazing duo of Howard Ashman and Alan Menken bringing these wonderful music and musical numbers to life. Uh, this has some of the most iconic musical numbers in any Disney animated film. Of course, Under the Sea has certainly been one that has really stuck in with the cultural zeitgeist. You have Jodie Benson, who's absolutely incredible as Ariel and brings so much life. Pat Carroll's Ursula is a fantastic antagonist. She's sassy, she's dangerous. You have Kenneth Mars, King Triton. You have so many fun supporting characters from, you know, Sebastian, Samuel E. Wright is so much fun. You have Flounder. There's just so many wonderful characters that are all thrown out throughout this film. You even have like legendary comedians like Buddy Hackett as Stubble thrown in there too. The voice acting is top notch, really great character work. This is gorgeously animated. This really was a big shift in quality for Disney animation after most of the 80s felt like a big downturn for them. It was a quieter period of time for them. And this really brought things back to Disney being the top of the game when it came for animation. Because to be perfectly frank, I'd probably watch uh a bunch of other films from Don Bluth from the 80s, well before I watch most of the ones from Disney. But Little Mermaid is magical. It has beautiful music, iconic music. It's a gorgeously animated film. It has a wonderful adventure and big, climactic, exciting energy and a whole bunch of fun characters, good sense of humor. It's a wonderful mix of a lot of things and just makes it such a wonderful experience from start to finish. But that is a wrap here on another episode of the streaming Wasteland. Let's do a little summation here. So you're going to head over to Disney Plus and we'll check out 2012's The Avengers and 1989's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, as well as The Little Mermaid. But thank all of you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What's your favorite Marvel movie? What's your favorite Disney live action film? And what's your favorite film in that Disney Renaissance era from the late 80s through the 90s? Make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPM Crew Podcasting Network is ever expanding. There's so many great shows with so many differing interests that we have a little bit of everything for everybody. So make sure to check it out. And if you want to become part of the crew, make sure to reach out to us on our website, whether you want to be a guest on one of these shows or start your own podcast yourself. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the streaming wasteland here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.